All right, hello, plant-based homestead preppers. This is plant-based homestead prepper. I am here with another video. Today we are going to talk about how to be on the plant-based homestead, how to be a plant-based homestead prepper in the city. How to be a plant-based homestead prepper in the city. All right, so we're going to answer this question. How do you have a homestead in the city? Because a homestead is nothing more than just having a place where you dwell and you're starting to become more self-sufficient. All right? You're still tied to the grid. You still have water and sewage. You have trash pickup. But you're moving yourself. You're becoming more conscious of what's going on in the world. And you want to move to another place. First thing, it's got to be done right here. All right? You have to want to do it. You gotta want to do it. You gotta want to be a prepper. You gotta want to be a plant-based. You gotta want to have a homestead. So it starts with your mind. That's number one. So when I first started years ago, I was like, man, this is real, you know. And I tell you what happened to myself and my wife. We were living in an apartment, and a nor'easter came through. We live on the East Coast. A nor'easter came through years ago. God, this had to be like 9-10 years ago. And it knocked out our power in our building because the basement flooded and all the electrical was in the basement. It knocked out our power for a week. And I was like, OMG, this really sucks. And at that time, we didn't have anything. We didn't have anything. We didn't have any water. We just barely had the food that was in the pantry. We didn't have anything stocked up. We didn't have any candles. We didn't have any emergency lighting. We didn't have nothing. And I said, you know what? This is never happening to us again. And I immediately started looking for power sources. Now, of course, we didn't even have a way to charge our phones. It was crazy. It was a whole week. And we couldn't go anywhere because we were flooded in. It was like waist deep water everywhere around us. So after about 3 or 4 days, the water subsided. And we were actually able to walk to the grocery store, which was awesome because they had a generator, and we were able to go over there, get some, restock on some food, some supplies, charge our phones. But it was a crazy situation. That was just 1 week without power. We still had water, we still had heat, we were fine. It was just, we got cabin fever, and it sucked. So I started my quest in. This is now, like I said, it had to be 8-10 years ago. Started my quest in, just learning more about being self-sufficient, getting off the grid, and doing the things that you need to do to take care of your family, because nobody's going to be more concerned about your family than you. Remember that. So, how do you become a plant-based homestead prepper in the city? Number one, have it on your mind. Have it as something that you want to do. Okay? And then start making plans and preparations and things that you need in order to stockpile and stock up on some things that you need. Because there's some things that you're going to need in the city that you may not need in the country. Vice versa. There may be some things in the country that you may not need in the city. Or you might live in an apartment or a condo where you can't stock a whole bunch of stuff because of limited space. It is what it is. So that's number one. Have it be on your mind. Number two, be working and saving so you can get out of the city. Now, I still live in the city, okay? Fortunately and unfortunately, because usually when you live in the city, you live that city life, and you get debt, you get bills. And when you have debt and bills, you got to work to pay for those things. But guess what? We're on track. My wife and I, we're on track to be totally debt-free by the end of this year. When that happens, then we can start looking at some properties that we can perhaps maybe bid on or find and get somebody to own or finance, or even just finance it ourselves. And while we have our city jobs that pay pretty good, we can pay that property off. And with anything, because we're not born with silver spoons in our mouth. Most of you guys are not either. We don't have $1 million where we can just dump into a homestead, in the country. We don't have it like that. So we are taking steps. In the beginning, it was baby steps. Now we're taking giant leaps. And I propose you do the same exact thing. Work, save, get out of debt so you can get out of the city. Number three, work several jobs. And get that money. If you live in the city, getting a job is easy. If you got a full-time job right now, work a part-time job with that full-time job. If you work a full-time or part-time job, start a part-time business. Get money, stack money, stack money, stack money, because money you're going to need all the time, but more especially if you're trying to get into this lifestyle of plant-based eating. Even though I feel like plant-based eating is less expensive than the other eating, because I never did get enough when I was eating the other way. Preparing for a homestead, it's going to take money. Being a prepper is going to take money. Okay, so start stacking bills now. Stack that money, stack that cash now. Number 4, get completely, ultimately out of debt. Pay off all your credit cards. Pay anybody you owe. Wipe your slate clean. Get out of debt. Get out of debt. Debt is a hindrance for anything and everything that you're trying to do. Get out of debt. Number 5, surround yourself with people that support you. Find support groups. Find plant-based support groups. Find homesteaders. Find prepper. Get into the communities so that you can learn, so that people can teach you, so that if anything happens, you got a community now that you can go to. And you got people that are like-minded that will help you. That is so important. Okay. Keep basics only. Okay? Keep the basics. Especially if you live in an apartment. If you live in a condo, keep the basics. Keep your bug out bag. Keep some water. Keep some what are those little things, the protein bars. Keep basics. Don't try to stack up on a whole bunch of stuff when you live in an apartment. All right, because if anything happens, more than likely you need to get out anyway, because there's too many people in your building, too many people around you. Get out, and the only way you can get out and be successful getting out is having a bug out bag. We're gonna do a bug out bag video too to help you guys. All right, so keep the bases only. Number 7, follow and get as much information as you can. This is what I've done over the years. I have totally eaten up YouTube. Some of my favorites: Canadian Prepper, Prepper Nurse 1, Little Prepper Lady. I just started following her. Pastor Joe Fox. I mean, these guys are heroes in the prepping community. It's not really a lot of folks that are plant-based. You got Fully Raw Christina, you got John Rose. These are people that I follow that you can start following as well. Now, don't forget about my channel. Don't forget about my channel. Hello. Don't forget about my channel. All right, always come back so you can watch my videos. But I just want to give you guys a few people that you can start watching that have a ton of videos out that will help you become a plant-based homestead prepper. Now, as always, thank you for being here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Kill that doggone bell icon. I mean, I need you to crush that bell icon so you'll know and you'll be notified when I put up a new video. And start commenting on my videos. Start asking questions. Start a dialogue with me. Let's get to know each other. Let's start questioning and let's get some answers going, and let's become friends. Let's start knowing each other, okay? I need you guys' help. All right? And I'm not afraid to show it or ask for it. So thank you for being here, and I appreciate you. And as always, I love you enough to tell you the truth. Take care.